Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Very Biased Opinions. It's one of our classic Oxford United review videos, and that's right, I am in the studio at an undisclosed location with Mr. Allen. Ian, what game is today?
I have nothing.
Correct. Right. So, Cheltenham Town host Oxford United. Let's see how they got on.
Another amazing away performance from Oxford United to make it 4 games on the road without a win, as Oxford lost by 1-0 in probably, and not probably, it is their worst performance of the season. What is going on? Are we getting worse as the games are going on? That's second half against Wycombe, second half against Wimbledon, whole game against Wycombe, a whole game in this one where Oxford have been pretty lacklustre, and I think that's being kind to them. Thomas, it's your first time seeing new look Oxford United. You must have been delighted and impressed.
Yeah, I mean, so the first half was it was a 0-0 draw, right? It was a 0-0 draw. Neither side offered a huge amount. There were a lot of missed passes.
Sloppy, scrappy game, wasn't it?
But it wasn't as bad as the second half, right? So in the first half, both sides put together little bits of play where they looked decent, but neither side could really find a cutting edge. Neither side really got a open opportunity, right? 0-0 at halftime. You think Karl's going to use his charisma, his enigmatic attitude to bring something out of the team, but Ian, he didn't. He brought the opposite.
Well, yeah, and that's one of the biggest things that annoys me about football in general, is because you look at this one and you think Oxford had a whole week to prepare for this game, and that's the game plan. And I know we lost Brannigan early in the game, and you shouldn't really just say it comes down to one player, but Oxford did miss him today. They missed his general drive and energy on the pitch. But you should be able to win games without him, and I just don't know what the plan of big victory was today, because Oxford's passing was poor, the set pieces were poor as usual, and they never looked like, other than a few James Henry pot shots, which one of them ultimately was really good. They never looked like scoring.
Cheltenham deserved the victory.
Yeah, well done to Cheltenham.
Did really well. The goal they got was the goal they got. It was terrible defending, and I think the goal they got was indicative of Oxford's entire performance. It's a long ball forward, kind of on the right-hand side of the 18-yard box. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Long, but goes up for a header, kind of misses it, goes to the other Cheltenham player, and Alfie May just kind of darts to middle back stick. And Long, or whoever it is, just kind of comes into the middle of the goal.
I think it's one of the two centre-backs. I think it's either Thornley or McNally.
But he doesn't track his man, having fucked up the header in the first place.
He just gave up.
And the ball across the face is an easy tap-in, and it was indicative of everything that went wrong with Oxford United today. Herbie Kane was absolutely awful in this game. He was spraying passes left, right, and centre, and they were going to anybody but an Oxford United player.
Stinker.
God knows what Taylor was doing. At one point, he got the ball on the right-hand side of the pitch, and without looking, just smashes it as hard as he can, 90 degrees to the left, and it goes out for a throw-in. And that was all Oxford did in this game. They missed each other. They never got close to scoring. The best opportunity of the game, really, was in the 92nd minute when a through ball got to Agyei and he had a bad touch. He got one pass in the whole match.
Yeah. The game got worse from an Oxford United point of view as the more it went on. And as you said, they never did anything like... All the interplay between the players just looked off today.
It's terrible.
Like nobody looked like they could put two passes together. They never got Gavin Whyte in the game. The one time they got Nathan Holland on the ball when he came on, he ran, but he just ran inside into a blind channel and didn't do anything. Defensively, there were mistakes all over the pitch. You're absolutely right with Herbie Kane, but he's still finding his feet in this Oxford side after not playing for a while. But the worrying thing is just... That's a few games now without a win, and that's another side who Cheltenham are. I don't want to say. Look, they're a hard-working side. They're an industrious side. They're not a fantastic side, and they're the sort of side Oxford should be beating.
They set up as a 3-5-2. We said it pre-game. They're going to look to flood the midfield. They're going to look to hit their wingers as much as they can, and they're going to look to get the goals. And they did it the whole game. Oxford were second best on second balls. They didn't flood the midfield at any point. They did not change their tactics to deal with the fact that in the middle of the park, Cheltenham were playing them off the pitch. There was this huge inconsistency there. The centre-backs seemed to be the only passers of the ball outside of, was it Rand? in the centre of the park?
What, Kane?
Kane. Outside of Kane. Kane's passing was off, and then you're relying on centre-backs to ping 60-yard passes.
He's Rand McNally.
It's Rand McNally. We need something to laugh about, but it was tactically... It was amateurish. It was an amateurish tactical display. They didn't offer anything, and they did not make substitutions in the middle of the park, which is where they were being beaten. And that's what really was annoying in this game, is that they didn't solve the problem that we even spoke about pre-match. And if like, just the formations, we throw 5 men in the midfield, they're going to flood the midfield. And your answer to that is to play 3 midfielders and only play the ball through one of them. Like, they just picked them off the whole game long.
You're hitting the nail on the head. I've got nothing to add to this. You're absolutely spot on with what you say. And, you know, it's another game. Matty Taylor looking miles off the pace, not even really getting any chances, not even really getting in there. But another game where we had countless corners and free kicks and set pieces, and we did absolutely bugger all with them.
The crossing was abysmal for Oxford today.
Absolutely abysmal. And again, it's just like put it into... Just seem to just... Let's put it into an area where our players aren't.
Yeah. 100%. They did not hit the man at any point.
No.
And James Henry was the lone bright spot in this game. He was the only player that consistently played well.
Good point.
Outside of that, I don't think anyone comes out with a huge level of distinction. The centre-backs, obviously, we've already quoted one of them for making the biggest mistake. But up until that point, the defenders, the one thing you could say to them is they just kept scrambling the ball clear. They did their job quite well. They stopped a lot of the crosses coming in. But the other thing that I think Oxford was missing in this game was the defenders kicking the arse of the midfielders and starting to get angry at them and go, what the hell are you doing? They did. It was a resigned performance from the first minute to, well, Cheltenham are going to attack us. And it's like, they're a newly promoted side. You've made the playoffs for 2 years, including the playoff final, and you haven't lost most of your it's a really strong Oxford team.
It's a terrible performance. It's a terrible performance, and that's the worry now. Is we got a week now where we've got to come up with a game plan to play a Gillingham side who have taken a bit of a pasting today. But you know this Gillingham side's going to be tough. You know Steve Evans is going to send this side in and he's going to set up for a draw and try and nick something from a set piece. So don't expect an easy win for Oxford next week at the Kassam. I hope we bloody get one, but I'm not expecting it because this is a little poor period of the season where we really need to get over quickly. And just the last thing for me, I'm just going to say before Tom wraps this up, is well done again to Cheltenham. This is a great win for you guys. A great start to the season, and you're well on the way to staying in League One even at this early stage. So long may it continue for you guys. Oxford, we need to, again, let's just forget about this. And again, it's a long wait for this first win on the road, but there's not much really more to say about this one, Tom.
Great start to the season for Cheltenham. Terrible game for Oxford United. Thank you all for watching. Please consider liking, consider subscribing, or just do it. Comment below on what you think of the game. Cheltenham fans, well done. Are you happy with the victory? Oxford fans, how angry are you on a scale of 1 to 73? Let us know below.
Yes.
And as always, if you enjoy these videos, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Thank you to our current fee-paying members of Robert Allen, Christina Allen, Matthew Bowden, and PJ Simpson, and to all the others that pay on a slightly lower tier. We really appreciate it. We support it. You can support for as low as £3 a month, and it pays for us to do everything. And he now wants me to mention Grandstand Bettors, the fantastic tipster website. They do live streams. They give you free bets all the time. Please consider following them. Now, Ian, it's time for us to go.
Wait! I've just had an epiphany. The first away win will be the next one, which is Sheffield Wednesday away, and we're going to... Yes!